Test. Test.
Yes and
yes.
yes.
Thank you.
All right, good morning.
Let's start with quick risk warning.
Please bear in mind,
trading effects on margin, trading crypto margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for investors who can sustain a loss of some or initial investment. So please do not invest the money that you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results.
All right,
guys.
We
do have
meetings every day
on YouTube. We started
on March, as far
as I remember. We were discussing the current market situation. It's time to discuss based on what I'm trying to figure it out. What is going on on the market?
So today is a first webinar related to how I'm watching the market,
what kind of the tools I'm using, why I'm using these particular tools, and if they are useful for me.
I do have a
presentation, but I'm gonna have to use the presentation in the background, and we are going to work with real charts, right? I think that's the best way. Once we are going to talk about something, the best way is try to identify that on the charts.
Okay. So right now we are around the London Open within the next 12 minutes.
So the first part of our meeting today, that's gonna be introduction, right, to the base stuff related to possible demand, possible supply. Few years back, the supply demand was very popular, almost everywhere you were able to check the current market situation based on the supply demand. It's still, I would say it's still working. Of course, lately, for me personally, actually I don't like the current market situation. For example, on euro dollar, where we are trying to a little bit to the downside, a little bit to the so few more stops to the upside, few more stops to the downside. So using the possible demand, using the possible supply zones, by using this, you also have to recognize where we are on the particular currency pair, because it's going to work a little bit different when we are ranging, and it's going to work a little bit different when we have a trend. Okay. So that's the important thing here. So we are going to discuss all this basic stuff. I'm going to introduce possible supply and demand to you during the course of during the first part of our meeting.
Okay.
Then we are going to have the break, lunch break, right? And then we are going to have a second part around the New York Open, where briefly I'm going to repeat what we discussed during the first part, and we will try to implement during the first part of the New York session. We will try to implement what we discussed and trying to find some setups based on this. So let's start with the basic stuff. I'm talking. Let's start with the basics thing. I got few questions why I do have different colors on my chart. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna to explain what particular colors means for me on my charts, right? Because what I like to do, once in a while I'm checking the monthly chart, right? Once in a while I'm checking the monthly chart. So I know where we are from the higher time frame perspective, right? And I like to place few lines or few zones based on the monthly chart. So whatever you are going to see, whenever you are going to see red line or red zone, right? Whatever you are going to see on my chart, red line or red zone means it's related to the monthly chart. All right. So it's not the colors are not accidentally placed on my chart. So doesn't matter if I am on 1 hour chart, daily chart, 1 minute chart. But if we are approaching red line or red zone, I do know that we are approaching very significant level or very significant zone based on the monthly chart. It's quite important from my perspective, right? Because I can have let's say right now that that's the let's agree that that's monthly chart on euro pound, all right? And let's say we approaching supply zone based on the monthly chart, right? But if I'm gonna switch, let's to 15-minute chart, I may have buy setup, right? In that case, there is a big probability I'm not gonna to trade this buying setup. I'm going rather to wait and see what is going on, or I'm going to look for a sell setup on a lower time frame based on where we are on the monthly chart, right? So again, red color represents what is going on. Red color on my chart represents what is going on the monthly chart. Then whatever we see blue color, either line or the whole zone, all right? It means that we are talking about levels based on the weekly chart. So again, I might work with 15-minute chart, right? But if we are approaching some levels or zones and I can see it's a blue color, meaning that we are approaching some significant levels based on the weekly chart, right? Then again, green. So we probably know that we are talking about the daily, right? So if there is a green color, it represents a daily chart, and yellow represents intraday together with dark orange. right? So I'm using for intraday purpose, I'm using both yellow and orange. Now, what you might see also on my charts, you might see blue dotted line, and it's in 99% of the time it's gonna be representation of where we started the weekly open. Blue dotted line for me is the weekly open. And finally, green color will represent in most cases will represent high and low of the first day of the week. In that case, of course, we are talking about the Monday. So usually it's gonna be high and low of Monday. That's what we have, for example, here on Eurodollar. Blue dotted is a weekly open. At the top, green dotted yesterday high, lower green dotted yesterday low, right? So we are still holding on the Eurodollar. We are still holding below weekly open. And for now, especially that, as you can see, we have huge green zone, right? Which was tested after the payrolls, right? So I know that from the intraday perspective, we are testing. Just let me close the doors 1 second, please. I thought it's a very nice weather, so it's gonna be good to have the windows open and doors open. Anyway, too much noise outside. So on the Eurodollar, we see this huge green possible supply zone, which been tested after the payrolls last Friday, right? And there was a rejection towards the end of the Friday, and yesterday after the open, immediately next hour there was a here on the early there was some kind of engulfing candle, and then for a whole day we stayed under the weekly open, right? So for now, I think that everything around 1330 yesterday high and post non-farm payrolls high may work as possible intraday supply, right? On the other hand, I do know, based on what we've seen on Friday, we have a green possible demand based on the daily, but also we have post non-farm payrolls possible demand, right? So we have a possible demand on daily, and inside this we have the intraday possible demand. I'm going to explain what I think, what it means possible